Today, Maricopa County Attorney Allister Adel announced a new policy. All of her prosecutors will now be required to review video evidence prior to charging someone with a felony. Team 12's Josh Sanders sat down with Adel, who says this is about making sure that her office is accountable to the people of Maricopa County.
If there is video evidence that's available to us, then we want to take a look at it.
Maricopa County Attorney Allister Adel implementing a new policy requiring all of her prosecutors to review any video law enforcement has before charging someone with a felony. But the question is, why wasn't this already office policy? Adel says because of advances in technology.
These things are more readily available to us, so we're taking advantage of that as a tool that we have before we file charges, rather than waiting until after charges are filed.
Adel is facing calls for her resignation after her office began prosecuting Black Lives Matter protesters as gang members. The charges later dropped after media reports exposed a lack of evidence. There was Phoenix police body-worn video evidence involved in those cases. 12 News asked if the policy was a result of those charges.
We were on this road before that incident happened with the protesters, but it certainly was a factor in this, in the sense that it's an example of why we need to look at the camera footage from any type of camera once it becomes available, and it factors into our decisions on how we process cases in our office.
For a prosecutor to review all evidence, I mean, that just makes a lot of sense.
Former Maricopa County Attorney Rick Romney served in the same role for nearly 2 decades and says the policy is a step in regaining public trust.
You know, for there to be public safety, you must have public trust. And, you know, because we work so closely with the community, and if you lose that public trust, it just makes law enforcement much more difficult.
Civil rights attorney Benjamin Taylor says the new policy should have always been in place because even if charges are dropped, they can still have a lasting impact.
That can affect this person for the rest of their life. And you want to make sure that the evidence is there before you even file a charge.
There are exceptions to the policy, including the likelihood of a conviction based on already available evidence or if the suspect poses a threat to a victim or the community. We're in Phoenix. Josh Sanders, 12 News.
Josh, thanks.